Hidden deep within the tangled emerald labyrinths of Indonesia's lowland rainforests lies a world rarely seen by human eyes. Here, beneath the vaulted green ceiling, where light filters through in golden shafts, and the air is thick with the breath of life, one of nature's most extraordinary creatures begins its day. This is Waigeo Island, part of the Raja Ampat archipelago in West Papua, a jewel of biodiversity in the Coral Triangle. And deep in its shadowy understory moves an even rarer gem, the Wilson's bird of paradise. To behold him is to witness a living treasure, a marvel of evolutionary artistry. But even such vivid brilliance must earn its keep. This morning, the male Wilson's bird of paradise is not displaying, not dancing, he is hunting. Beneath the fallen foliage, below the whispers of ferns and rotting logs, lies his hidden quarry. Insects, the protein-rich staples that sustain his vivid energy and maintain the brilliance of his feathers. Small beetles, grubs, centipedes, and spiders. A feast if one knows where to look. With eyes sharp as glass beads, he scans the debris-strewn forest floor. Each step is precise, almost surgical. He knows that under the dry leaves, those curled, browned remnants of a once lush canopy, lie the signs of life or death. There, a flicker of movement. A beetle tries to escape, but it's no match for the nimble bird. In a flash of iridescent green and a snap of the beak, the beetle vanishes. This is not a performance for a mate, nor a battle between rivals. This is the quieter war of survival, played out beneath the detritus of the forest, the detritus of time. These death leaves, as forest ecologists sometimes call them, harbor a microcosm of decomposition. In their papery remains dwell the larvae of moths and flies, the earth's quiet recyclers. But they are also a buffet for the keen-eyed forager. In just minutes, the Wilson's bird of paradise has consumed a vital dose of protein, fuel to maintain his dazzling plumage, fuel to sustain the dance he must perform for future mates, and most importantly, fuel for survival in a world of predators and scarcity. But this quiet ritual is more than survival. It is the living thread of an ancient lineage. For millions of years, this behavior has been honed and passed down. Insects under leaf, movement beneath decay, life from death. His forest home, once endless, is shrinking, logged, burned, and reshaped for human use. Each fallen tree erases a song, a ritual, a moment like this. But here, in this pocket of protected forest, the Wilson's bird of paradise continues, a flash of color in the shadows, a whisper of wings under leaf litter, a quiet, persistent miracle. Beneath the towering giants of the rainforest, the forest floor is a world of secrets. Fallen leaves, decaying branches, and the remnants of past storms create a hidden microcosm, a treasure trove for an insect hunter like Wilson's bird of paradise. With precision honed by evolution, this bird doesn't just rely on luck. It listens, watches, and deciphers the faintest rustle in the leaf litter. Every movement could mean a meal. Beetles, ants, spiders, all vital protein to fuel its dazzling courtship displays. But this bird is more than a hunter. It's an artist. Before he can win a mate, he must prepare his stage. Fallen leaves become part of his theater, carefully arranged to highlight his brilliance. Every movement is calculated, every color a weapon in the battle for love. Yet even as he dances, danger lurks. A monitor lizard slinks through the undergrowth, a python coils silently above. In this jungle, beauty is fleeting, and survival is a daily gamble. The Wilson's bird of paradise is more than just a bird. It's a symbol of the fragile balance that sustains this ancient forest. Each insect it eats, each leaf it turns, plays a part in the grand tapestry of life. But as logging and human expansion creep ever closer, this balance hangs by a thread. In the ancient forests of southern New Guinea, on the Indonesian side of the island, where the air hangs heavy with moisture and time itself seems to slow, life breathes in 1,000 shades of green. Here, in the tangled silence beneath the canopy, where sunlight only gently kisses the earth. A rare and secretive bird moves like a shadow. It is here, not in the branches above, but among the damp leaf litter and gnarled roots, that the South Papuan pita begins its search. With a shimmering emerald back and a crimson belly, the South Papuan pita seems too vibrant for such a shadowy realm, and yet it thrives in the gloom, relying not on flight or flamboyant song, but on stillness and sharp eyes. The pita's world is small, no larger than a few square kilometers of lowland tropical rainforest, often near rivers or seasonally flooded groves. But within this microcosm lies everything it needs: food, shelter, and the camouflage of dappled shade. Underneath the fallen debris, the detritus of the forest, a tiny insect squirms. It could be a beetle larva, a termite, or a millipede. No matter. The pita strikes fast and true, and breakfast is caught. Unlike birds that feed high in the trees or soar across open skies, the South Papuan pita is a forager of shadows. Its method is patient, methodical. Each step is calculated, each flick of the leaf precise. With its powerful legs, the pita covers ground quickly, but quietly. It listens for the faint rustle of an earthworm burrowing just below the surface, or the tremor of a cricket beneath a rotting leaf. Its diet is a mixture of invertebrates, spiders, ants, snails, caterpillars, protein-rich, energy-dense, and essential for maintaining its brilliant plumage and lean form. There is no glamour here, no song, no dance, no display, only the primal cycle of search, strike, swallow, life distilled to its essence. But what a life it is! The South Papuan pita belongs to an ancient lineage, a group of birds known as jewel thrushes by early naturalists. Found only in tropical Asia and Oceania, pitas are renowned for their colors, but also their secrecy. In fact, for decades, this species, Erythropita macloti, was barely seen, barely photographed, a ghost. It wasn't until recent years, thanks to camera traps and careful fieldwork, that glimpses of its daily life became known to science. Even rarer than a sighting of an adult is a view of their young. The South Papuan pita nests low, in thick cover, vulnerable to snakes, monitor lizards, and ground-dwelling predators. But with vigilance and the right food, these shy hatchlings may one day inherit the forest floor. Logging, palm oil expansion, mining, the creeping fingers of human development. The rainforest that shelters the South Papuan pita is vanishing, fragment by fragment, hectare by hectare. Once common calls fall silent. Leaves go unturned. The emerald ghost fades. Conservationists, local communities, and indigenous protectors are now working to preserve the forests of New Guinea, to keep them whole, alive, and wild. Because when we protect the unseen, the unheard, the delicate, like the South Papuan Pita, we preserve a truth deeper than color or beauty or rarity. We preserve the soul of the forest. In the hush beneath the trees, it waits, not for applause, not for recognition, only for the next leaf to turn, the next life to find, and the forest floor to breathe again. In the untouched heart of New Guinea's primordial rainforest, where time moves to the rhythm of falling leaves and whispering vines, a creature of extraordinary elegance prepares for its daily performance. This is the realm of Laos's Parotia, a bird not merely dressed in nature's finery, but born to dance with it. Unlike other birds of paradise that rely solely on their feathers, the male Laos's Parotia is a choreographer. Before he dances, he must sculpt his theater. Fallen leaves become props, shafts of sunlight, his spotlight. Every detail is deliberate, an artist preparing his masterpiece. Why such effort? In this jungle, beauty is currency, and for the female Parotia watching silently from the shadows, only the most flawless display will do. Watch closely. This is no ordinary dance. The Parotia's feathers are engineered by evolution to manipulate light. Each movement is calibrated to send flashes of color directly to the female's eyes, a private show meant for her alone. For every successful courtship, there are 100 rejections. The female is merciless in her judgment. One misstep, one dull feather, and she will vanish into the trees, leaving the male to begin again tomorrow. But life here is more than dance. The rainforest is a gauntlet of threats. Eagles patrol the skies, snakes stalk the shadows. Even as he performs, the male must listen for danger. A missed warning could end his story in an instant. Resilience is the parodia's unwritten creed. Storms pass, predators move on, and still the dance must go on. What becomes of a dancer without his stage, a bird without his forest? The law's parotia does not know the answer. It only knows what it must do. Dance, survive, and hope the world remembers to watch. In the golden light of a New Guinea morning, two feathered kings prepare for battle, not with claws or beaks, but with color, sound, and movement so extraordinary it defies belief. This is the realm of the greater and Rajiana birds of paradise, where evolution has crafted living fireworks in the pursuit of love. The greater bird of paradise doesn't just display, he becomes a supernova. Every feather is positioned to catch the light, turning his body into a flashing beacon visible for hundreds of meters through the forest. His performance is a test. Only the fittest males can maintain this energy for hours. Notice how he times his flashes to the split second when sunlight hits the canopy. This is no accident. It's physics as foreplay. Where the greater is sunlight, the Rajiana is fire. His plumes aren't just red, they're a shade so vivid human eyes can barely process it. And that sound? Those are specialized air sacs turning his chest into a subwoofer, vibrating the very branches beneath him. This is sensory overload as strategy. The female won't just see his display, she'll feel it in her bones. Don't be fooled by her plain feathers. The female is the true maestro here. By feigning disinterest, she pushes males to extremes they didn't know they could reach. She's testing stamina, creativity, and most importantly, genetic quality, written in every shimmering feather. In this theater, rejection is the rule. For every 100 displays, a male may mate once, yet still they dance. Because in paradise, glory belongs to the relentless. This isn't just competition. It's an arms race millennia in the making. Greater males evolve longer plumes, Ragianas develop louder booms. Females grow pickier, forcing ever more extreme displays. It's a cycle with no end, a dance that never stops evolving. But what happens when the forest falls silent? When trees that hosted these displays for generations are gone? For now the kings still dance, but the hour grows late in paradise. In the far reaches of the South Pacific, nestled in the ancient forests of New Caledonia, a silent intelligence stirs among the trees. Not a primate, not a human, but a bird with a mind that rivals them both. Meet the New Caledonian Crow, Corvus moneduloides, perhaps the most intelligent bird on earth, with dark eyes that scan the world not only for food, but for opportunity. This crow's about to do something that, for a long time, we believed only humans could. A fallen tree, to most a decaying husk. But to this crow, it is a banquet hidden beneath bark and wood. Deep inside the tunnels of this log lie plump insect larvae, fat with nutrition, but buried and out of reach. Now watch, carefully. This is no accident. This is deliberate, calculated behavior. With precision, the crow selects a twig, not too thick, not too brittle, just long enough to probe into the crevices of the wood. Tool use, not a novelty, but a necessity. The crow inserts its crafted probe into the tunnel, gently maneuvering, feeling for resistance. A tiny twitch, a telltale sign. There, the larva squirms. Success. It withdraws the tool, now bearing its prize, a writhing grub, impaled like an olive on a cocktail stick. It will feast, but not before the tool is carefully set aside for the next attempt. For this crow, tools are not disposable. They are treasured, and it is not alone. Others watch and learn. Cultural transmission, knowledge passed from one generation to the next. Among New Caledonian crows, such tool use is not instinctive. It is taught, refined, remembered. Few animals have demonstrated this level of cognitive sophistication. They plan ahead, solve problems, even bend wires into hooks when a straight twig will not suffice. In a world where survival favors the most adaptable, these crows stand apart. They remind us that intelligence is not the sole domain of humankind. and that evolution, in its quiet persistence, breeds genius in the unlikeliest of forms. In a world where survival favors the most adaptable, these crows stand apart. They remind us that intelligence is not the sole domain of humankind, and that evolution, in its quiet persistence, breeds genius in the unlikeliest of forms.